Alright, same as yesterday. We are going to be using Booster instead of the in-game Blizzard Observer Mode overlay thing. Because Booster seems better to me. And easier to read and understand. It's simple. So that's what we're going with. And on to the game. It is currently 2-1 in NorthDrakkar's favor. OldGreg won game 1, I believe, on Northern Isles. And then NorthDrakkar game 2 and 3 on Tidehunters, followed by last Refuge. OldGreg will be spawning in the blue at the bottom left and going the same sort of build he's been going, which is the altar crypt opener. I think he may have gone like fast altar once as well, but you know, it's just the altar crypt style, and it's going to be Lich, which is actually what he did game 1, I believe, but not game 2 and 3. He went Dreadlord and Death Knight in 2 and 3. On the other side, of course, NorthDrakkar sticking with the Beetleman, the Crypt Lord, as he has in all of the games. Although he did add a Lich as a second hero in game 1, I believe, which coincidentally was also the game he lost. So I don't know, maybe he's just not suited for that second hero. But yeah, he is going, is this a, oh, he actually went fast altar build. So he's done this once before in this series, and also in the previous series, where he does this fast altar so that he can get his Crypt Lord out on the map right away, secure all the corpses that the Acolyte found, and just get a ton of beetles, skellies, and so on. Now, this looks like he wants to potentially be aggressive, but he could just be going for the green camps here. But honestly, I think going for these green camps is a mistake. And it looks like being aggressive is going to be found out. So we should see an early Nerubian by OldGreg. Is he going to queue it up? It's actually crucial that he does, because if this pressure comes in with Rod of Necromancy plus 6 beetles, Acolytes will fall. OldGreg needs to be careful. Now that being said, he does have a Nova, almost a second Nova with the mana regen, and beetles by themselves aren't too big of a deal. It's only when there's also skeletons or ghouls. And nice little block here as well, OldGreg with the Acolyte block, slowing down that Crypt Lord, slowing down the beetles. Tries to go for the surround, I think, not going to actually get it though, and oh, he pulled one of his Acolytes off gold. Oh no. OldGreg, I don't think he's even noticed yet. He has an extra Acolyte here. He's gonna be so sad with that.
A player's forces are under attack.
He's already down 100 gold from it. That's such a big deal. And now he realizes he's sending the weak one back, but that's gonna be like 150 or so gold at least that he's behind just from accidentally pulling that. Maybe 200 gold. And we got a little bit of a skirmish here, but the ghouls are going to overpower the level 1 beetles eventually. And even if the beetles like quote unquote win the fight, the ghouls should theoretically be able to just micro back and heal on blight for free. So yeah, as you can see, eventually the summons came out on top, but I mean, these ghouls are just gonna heal, so yeah. The big thing though is he did actually get one of the ghoul kills. OldGreg was not able to save all of them, and that ghoul will matter. But overall, I still think OldGreg's in a fine position, even though he had a couple mishaps. You know, that one ghoul loss, his mine is, what is this, 180 or so gold behind. So not ideal, but he's still aware of where NorthDrakkar is. His Lich is coming in. He has boots now as well. Acolyte survives. OldGreg not really getting much done though without his ghouls here, and his ghouls are getting pulled, but a little too late. The camp's already done. And now the Crypt Lord's level 2. Ring of Superiority also not too bad for the Crypt Lord. Mantle of Intelligence also would have been decent just to get more mana. And where is OldGreg gonna go with this? Is he gonna just keep looping around? Maybe try to dive, cancel some buildings? Okay, so he's scouting out, spots the building, sees the slaughter, sees the temple. But if this main starts attacking with the slow tower, the impale coming in, that's gonna be 2 or 3 dead ghouls. I think OldGreg just kind of overcommitted here for nothing.
A player's forces are under attack.
I thought maybe the run by would be fine if he just tried to go for maybe the acolytes or just, you know, just kept running. But he actually tried to cancel a building and instead lost 2 ghouls, the other one full red health. And his ghouls have just not done anything for him. And not only that, but he's just kind of letting this expansion get up. Sometimes against this sort of play, against a Crypt Lord, you don't need to rush tier 3. Now you can play the fast tier 3 and just rely on orb to crush them. But, oof, nice cancel though. Rod of Necromancy plus 2 heroes is pretty huge at getting these cancels. And he can actually go in for another cancel without the Nerubian up. Oh, it's about to finish though. He could still go for the cancel, but he may lose a hero for it because of the slow tower. Does he want to go for it? It looks like he does not. He's a little too afraid of losing the hero there and would rather just keep his distance. And I don't hate this. He doesn't necessarily need to cancel it another time because he's almost tier 3. He's going to be able to get his orb. He's got 2 Ziggurats coming up. The first Ziggurat should have been probably a little sooner, but it won't be a huge deal because he can still buy all of his upgrades first, right? He can get Ghoul Frenzy if he wants, although he doesn't have many ghouls. He can get Orb, he can get Destroyer Form, and then he can buy all the food things, the 3rd hero, the statues. This Death Knight is going to need level 2. He is already looking a bit weak there. Meanwhile, NorthDrakkar is just continuing to creep himself, and he's going Banshees this time. He does mix it up quite often. He'll go Banshees one game, Necros the next. And I mean, they can be pretty strong. I do think he should utilize anti-magic shell a bit more often on the Banshees, but Curse is also fairly strong situationally. Yeah, level 3 Crypt Lord has level 2 Beetles. So key thing for OldGreg here is going to be to have a Destroyer on the field and make sure that Destroyer does not get killed. Death Knight also still needs to hit that level 2. Unholy Aura will be crucial here in staying alive, especially with the Death Knight so weak already. Statue left behind, this is also crucial with getting that Death Knight healed up. But OldGreg does need to reach a timing soon. His food is probably a little bit lower than he would like because he lost a couple ghouls early. Or a few ghouls, but once he picks up that 3rd hero, he will jump to like 42, 45 food. Yeah, with the statue, with the 3rd hero, he'll jump up to like 45 food. So he can definitely get something going, but he does kind of need to hit that timing really soon. He's got the level 2 Death Knight. Level 3 Lich is not unlocked, but could be unlocked during the fight. Meanwhile, NorthDrakkar is going to be reaching level 4 actually, and has Lion Horn, a very good item for that extra armor on the army. And adds a wagon as well. The wagon won't be too helpful early on, especially because OldGreg's likely going to be the one pushing, but we'll see what it can do. Is NorthDrakkar actually going to be pushing it? This is a risky play if he starts pushing in like this. This is just asking the Banshees and Wagon to potentially get killed. Now, it could be a Creepjack, however, and a Creepjack could be in favor of NorthDrakkar. And he will have a couple spells to use with this Wand of Mana Stealing, but he's up against an Orb. However, there's no third hero. OldGreg never got his third hero, hasn't morphed to the Destroyers, now morphing the Destroyers, Devour instantly coming out. But he might need more Destroyers than he has. These beetles are still on the field. The other statue getting focused right away, and now the web on the Destroyer preventing it from moving forward to devour more. But the Cryptlord's also dropping low. I'm not sure if the Cryptlord's the right target here though. You kind of just want to take out NorthDrakkar's army first, leave the Cryptlord by himself stranded. But the Destroyer needs to get in position. It's webbed and just can't reach the beetles. Gets 2 of the beetles devoured, but OldGreg seems to be falling. Can he survive? He's got no TP. Forces the TP on NorthDrakkar, but huge supply deficit. Reveal coming out. Should be able to get a nice devour. Goes for the absorb mana first. Now he has double Destro out, and although OldGreg lost a lot, he is at 3/3 heroes now. That being said, NorthDrakkar is at level 5 himself, and with these super beetles, well, he could just start overpowering if they are not devoured properly. And with such a supply lead, these fiends are going to be a real problem. Can OldGreg muster up enough army? He's making an Acolyte, so it looks like he wants to expand behind this. So he probably wants to just kind of keep pressure a bit and then expand. Or maybe he's just going to keep creeping. But he needs to be careful, needs to not get these Destroyers webbed or focused by the Berserkers. Does pull back in time. Can he get some more Devours on these beetles? It is huge to continuously just devour these and then pull back. Yeah, you see a Devour, or double Devour, and then pull back. Get another double Devour, pull back, and force the Cryptlord to keep spending mana on more beetles. Ooh, not able to steal that troll. OldGreg trying to put in some damage. He's got the orb damage, which is huge here. But does he have enough besides that? It looks like no. With the Dark Ranger only level 1, no real damage items. He's just got like attack speed items here. And the Death Knight dropping a little low. Only a couple fiends on the field. And NorthDrakkar is trying to push in. This could be OldGreg's place to get a real good fight, but both Destroyers are webbed already. That's not what you want to see. If you can get farther back in your base with the Destroyers, they could be good, but here, with the Destroyers instantly webbed, NorthDrakkar is just focusing them down. One Destroyer is already fallen, the other one gets webbed again, and OldGreg's heroes are all just falling low. He can't kite properly here. Huge impale. This beetle man is just pushing forward, and NorthDrakkar seems to be in a very favorable position here now. OldGreg just not really able to reach the timing he wanted. I think he really wanted to get level 3 first and level 2 on the Death Knight, but he just never really got there quick enough before NorthDrakkar hit too much food, too much supply. And once again, same as on last Refuge actually, he kind of just got his Destroyers caught out from the web and never really got to devour enough for it to be valuable. NorthDrakkar is just kind of pushing in here. He's trying to use the wagons and the beetles to just siege, but OldGreg is getting some pickoffs in the back line. However, is it enough with such a deficit? He's got so low heroes with the Lich and the Death Knight, he can't get on Blight either back here. And the Cryptlord is about to reach level 6. Nice pickoffs on these casters, but the Death Knight, he has the TP. Is he going to TP in? Does not TP in time. Cryptlord is 6. Impale coming out. One Destroyer getting morphed, but has red health already. And it's just going to instantly fall. And OldGreg's just stranded here. The web's coming in. The Destro's fall. And it will be NorthDrakkar winning the series 3-1. Yeah, it is NorthDrakkar 3-1 over OldGreg, but we will go and see the game 5 as well. See if OldGreg can fight back, make it, you know, close score, but it will be NorthDrakkar facing Beelit in the next round. NorthDrakkar spawning in blue at the bottom left, going the fast altar once again. Wants to get his Crippler just out on the field. Meanwhile, OldGreg is going for fast crypt, but no altar yet. A very late altar, which makes me think it's going to be some sort of Tavern Hero build even. But I'm not sure what sort of Tavern Hero build he's going to bring out against a Crypt Lord. That would be good. Because Crypt Lord's not too amazing in Undead Mirror against the standard Undead heroes, but against Tavern heroes he's pretty good, I think. The only thing I can think of is maybe Pit Lord with Cleave. But even that, like the Pit Lord can't creep well, is very passive for a long time. We'll see how it goes if he does indeed go Tavern Hero. Maybe his altar's just a bit late. It will be Crypt Lord for NorthDrakkar. We have to wait and see what OldGreg decides to go. And yeah, it is backpack, so it will be a Tavern Hero build. I mean, I'm thinking it has to be Pit Lord, right? Yeah, honestly, I think the thing OldGreg was missing in these games with like the Lich, for instance, is just probably just using more Novas simply on beetles even. Like get rid of the beetles and then dive on the fiends with the superior tri-hero damage. Something like that. Ooh. Ooh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this is actually gonna be an all-in. But this is not how you start an all-in. Because I'm pretty sure he did not want to all-in the creeps. That's probably going to be like Tinker. Oh, Fire Lord. Okay. But NorthDrakkar goes for the very early Nerubian all the time. And OldGreg's coming in with 2 red health and a orange, yellow health ghoul. This is not how you want to start your push. Now that being said, NorthDrakkar has made a blunder and forgot a ziggurat. If OldGreg didn't screw up with running into the center camp, I think he is actually winning this. But with his ghouls this low, I do not know if he is strong enough. And the Frost Tower is hitting the lava spawn. That's not what you want to see. You want these lava spawns to attack as quick as possible so they can split. Can they stay safe in the back line? They're dying too quickly because the ghouls are dying too quickly on the front line, and I think OldGreg just doesn't have much army left. Just missing too much health on those ghouls and no incoming reinforcements. The other ghouls were sitting back in the base. Maybe one ghoul for a little bit of wood because he is putting towers here, but I think he just needed the other ghouls rallied over right away. Maybe even get more skeletons before going in. And this push is not looking clean. But they're both still teching at similar timings. Like, to be fair, OldGreg's not really out of this. It's just not great either. He did kill the relics, he canceled the ziggurat. I think he lost some ghouls, but I think he might have killed one as well. I'm not sure. The Crypt Lord being high level though is really the big problem, because he's gonna start getting those high level beetles right away, and OldGreg just doesn't have a solution to the beetles. Let's see. Can't really tell where they're going yet with their plans here. But NorthDrakkar just creeping for now. Has the level 3. The big beetles on the field now. And fiends coming into play. Meanwhile, OldGreg, still no fiends. The graveyard's not done. I'm not sure if he's going to go fiends at all. Honestly, if he wanted, he could almost just sell some of these items and just do like a tier 2 all in with Tinker and a bunch of ghouls. But if he's gonna do something like that, he really needs to commit to it and just unsummon the altar, sell the items, make a crypt for a second crypt, and just like all in. And I think he could. He's got a bunch of gold here available to use. He does not have much wood, which means doing other strategies is going to be a problem. You know, he can't really just tech tier 3 right away with only 150 wood. And NorthDrakkar might be going for the greedy expansion, which would be perfect for this sort of all-in play. Will OldGreg do that? Though it does not seem like he is setting up to do that. But he is going to get his level 3, which could be good for a timing push. But what's the second hero going to be? Is he going to stick with Tavern Heroes? Like I said, maybe a Tinker? Or is he going to add something like a Lich? And just get like some ranged heroes. It's going to be a Temple. Okay. Maybe some sort of Necro timing push. This looks NorthDrakkar style. Temple and Slaughter. Oh, might be feeding a lava spawn here. That's not what you want to do. Criplord's already level 4, however. Oh no, and has the expansion coming up. And I think OldGreg's just kind of missed his timing to do much now. I was thinking maybe the tier 2 timing with a second hero could be strong here, but I think it's just too late at this point. He's got 1200 gold. He just has to wait for these buildings to finish to start producing. But NorthDrakkar is actually just going in. A very weird push. Like he could lose his Criplord here. This is potentially game throwing by NorthDrakkar. I don't know why he's in the base like this. That being said, he is a lot stronger currently, but any mistake, slow tower getting on the Criplord, second hero like a Naga picked up, this Criplord could just fall, and there's no safety. There's no staff, no TP. The lava spawns are splitting. NorthDrakkar's losing a bit here as well. Did he lose this fiend? No, that fiend managed to escape. This fiend as well may have been worth having the Fire Lord chase those or get boots earlier. And somehow NorthDrakkar ended up with not too many losses, really only the beetles. However, he also didn't kill much either. I think he got like 1 ghoul. But OldGreg didn't really capitalize on it. These fiends have survived. NorthDrakkar will likely try to pull back and use... Oh, he's actually got Burrow on Blight. And look at that regen. Even if OldGreg had Dust or a Reveal, he wouldn't even be able to kill them while they're burrowed, probably, because this is just not enough damage. And NorthDrakkar showing off how strong Burrow can be against someone who just doesn't have Reveal or doesn't have the damage to punish it. And OldGreg bringing in his units right away. He just had them rallied to the Fire Lord, and the Necro falls. The wagon is kind of stranded, but there's a lot of damage coming in from this Fire Lord. Look at this unholy frenzy, dude. 1 fiend already fell, so a Necro for a fiend, that's a decent trade. And the wagon's coming in, okay, but OldGreg's supply blocked. Oh no, he doesn't have any Ziggurats building either. He's supply blocked at 39 out of 40. If he had a Ziggurat, he could get a second hero plus another unit even. But oh, his wagon self-killed the fiend. The AoE of the wagon self-killed the burrowed fiend. OldGreg pushing through, going to kill the Necro, but the Necro of OldGreg also getting focused down. Can it summon any skeletons or can it just run away? And meanwhile, this wagon is going to work on the Ziggurat, almost has it taken down, but the repair is in there as well. And OldGreg really just needs a front line. He needs ghouls or second hero, and yeah, he realizes his mistakes. Look at, he's got all these things queued, but he's still waiting on the 2 Ziggurats. And he needs, what is this Necro versus Banshee wars? Where are the corpses? If OldGreg can get some corpses going, the Necros can out-carry this, I think. Like, Banshees are just not good against Necros. But OldGreg really needs, ideally, the second hero, and ideally, corpses. Is he going for it? Is it going to be Tinker? Or something like Naga? It is the Naga Sea Witch. So definitely not a bad choice. With Unholy Frenzy on both of these heroes and Frost Arrow, you can definitely pick stuff off like that Crypt Lord if he ever comes too far forward. But they are also squishy heroes. He does have a Ring of Superiority and a Ring +4 to protect him a bit, but their health pools are not that high. And now, is OldGreg ready? He's got 6 ghouls. I think this 50 food timing, or actually it's going to be like a 60 food timing. Yeah, if he just brings all of his ghouls, he's actually pretty strong here. But he needs to bring the ghouls. He needs the corpses on the field. Going to get impaled right away, take some damage, but honestly, he's just kind of statue healing it right now. And now we have the corpses. We got the exhumed corpses on the wagon. The ghouls are pulled. Did he leave any behind? 1 left behind to chop wood. And the timing push for OldGreg is coming, and I think it's actually strong. This is why you don't go for greedy tier 2 expos, because you can just get pushed. Well, we'll see. Maybe he can still hold on. He has a lot of range with the Banshees and Fiends, and he's got tower support. But can he stop the onslaught of skeletons? Look at all of these skeletons, and there's obviously no, dispel because it's tier 3. The ghouls will likely be falling quickly, but they are just going to be even more corpses. And the skeletal army is pushing forward. Unholy Frenzy, almost red style with Fire Lord Naga. And look at these wagons just going to work. Does he have upgrades as well? Can't even see. Yeah, he's got 1 damage upgrade for the skeletons and the wagons, and look how quickly they just demolishes the Crypt Lord. The Crypt Lord has nothing. It's just gonna die. GG. And a failed all in still results in a win for OldGreg here at the end.